Colombia's Attorney General says President Juan Manuel Santos' 2014 election campaign may have received as much as $1 million from the Brazilian construction firm Odebrecht, widening an already massive corruption scandal involving Latin American politicians. Well, Santos was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize last year. Arabella Munro reports.
This is former Colombian Congressman Otto Bula. He's at the center of accusations against the president. Prosecutors found the alleged connection to Juan Manuel Santos' re-election campaign while they were investigating Bula. They say he was tasked by Brazilian conglomerate Odebrecht to make sure it was contracted to build a 500-kilometer road in northern Colombia. The company was handed the project in 2014. Bula, who has been arrested, denies the charges.
Mr. Otto Bula sent 2 transfers to Colombia in 2014, which were cashed at the time for $1 million, and whose final beneficiary was the campaign management of Santos for president 2014.
President Santos and his campaign manager have also both denied the allegations.
There isn't, nor could there be, any evidence of meetings or anything close to a contribution to President Santos's campaign from such a dark figure. According to the Prosecutor General, no such evidence exists that this money was handed to President Santos's campaign manager.
US prosecutors say between 2002 and 2016, Odebrecht paid bribes worth hundreds of millions of dollars related to projects in 12 countries, including Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, Venezuela, and Peru. Prosecutors there have requested an arrest warrant for former President Alejandro Toledo. He's accused of taking $20 million worth of bribes from Odebrecht, but has denied the charges. For Colombia, these allegations could damage more than just the president's reputation. Santos is currently implementing a peace deal with the country's FARC guerrillas, which won him the Nobel Peace Prize in 2016. His administration has also entered talks with the ELN rebel group. He's trying to end half a century of conflict that's left more than 220,000 people dead. But his political opponents, who take a much harder line against the rebels, could seize this as an opportunity to derail the peace process. Arabella Munro, TRT World.
Well, we can go to the Colombian capital, Bogotá, now. Andres Hernandez is there. He's the interim director of Transparency International Colombia. Andres, thank you so much for joining us. Let me begin with Santos, a Nobel Peace Prize winner, being dragged into this scandal. He's held in high regard, obviously, very much so, but what is his reputation like in Colombia?
Thank you, Matthew. Overall, his reputation is quite good. He's the political leader who brought peace to our country somehow. And these news are quite surprising to all of us. We were not expecting this at this time of the peace implementation process. And we are waiting for further news from the Attorney General's office.
Yeah, in terms of his financial dealings, he's regarded highly?
Yes, I mean, he's a person who comes from a wealthy family with a lot of power. His grandfather was president of the country. Overall, one would not think that President Santos would be involved in such a transaction.
Let me ask you about the other character in this then, Bula. Most of us haven't heard of him, the former senator. He is an ally of the former president, who is himself a big critic of Santos. Is there something political in this?
There should be something political behind this. Otto Bula used to be a congressman. After he left that position, he became a political operator. News reports show that he has been involved in corruption scandals in the region he comes from. There should be some sort of political links to this. But what we need to know at this point is the exact confirmation by the attorney's office if the money really went to the president's campaign.
Let me ask you about corruption in Colombia generally. Businessmen and politicians, how easy is it to bribe them?
In our last index, Transparency International Perception Corruption Index, Colombia ranked at the middle of the table if you compare to other countries. Unfortunately, the link between business and politics is quite complex. More than 50% of businessmen who were surveyed by our office a couple of years ago believe that providing funding to political campaigns is a mean of bribery. So that shows that there's something wrong in this relation.
Okay. Andres Hernandez in Bogota, thank you so much for your analysis. Appreciate it.